Welcome to the shop. Today we're going to be building a crosscut sled for my DeWalt contractor saw. I'm going to be starting a project pretty quick here. I'm going to be making a bed frame. So I'm going to need a way to cut corners and crosscut really close. So I'm going to be making it today out of a piece of birch plywood I had laying around. It's 1/2 inch thick. I also have a piece of oak, red oak, that I'm going to be cutting for the slides for the bottom of the crosscut saw. So stick around. Thanks for watching. So now that I've got the runners cut and they seem to work really nice, I'm going to cut the piece of plywood. The piece of plywood is going to be 18 by 20 inches. So let's make the cut and see how it works. I have the runners set out and I'm going to put double-sided tape on them. Okay, so I am going to set up the runners for the bottom of the slide. I'm going to put washers in the bottom of the slide rails on the saw. That'll make it so the top of the rails will be higher than the tabletop. And then I'll press the wood down on that. But first I got to get the slitter out and we'll move on. Real important, I'm going to be using my fence to set the slide base up on the two runners. That way I know that the edge will be parallel with the travel as it goes through the blade. Now I'm just gonna set the piece of plywood up against the fence, lay it down on the two runners, and push down on it hard so that they stick good to the plywood. And then I'll bring it over and put some wood screws, chamfer some holes, and put wood screws in the bottom. And then I'll check it and go on from there. Okay, I'm going to lay out the holes for the screws, the wood screws that are going to hold it together. And I'm going to lay them about an inch from the end, and then every 6 inches. Then I'm going to drill the holes, chamfer the holes. Okay, so yesterday I made these out of 3/4 inch plywood. I laminated them together, glued them. I used the Ultimate Bond glue and clamped them and left them overnight. So today I've cut them off to size that I want. This is going to be 4.5 inches, and this one's going to be 3 3/4 inches high. So let me get those sanded down, run through, and cleaned up, and we'll see how that works with my jigsaw. Okay, now I got the router table set up. I'm going to go ahead and round over all these edges. Okay, so now I'm going to go ahead and mount the back support. It doesn't have to be aligned or anything, just roughly stuck in place. So I'll go ahead and do that. Chamfer some holes and make sure it's a little level back. Okay. So there's that like that. I'm just gonna do quickly. But that's fine, and I'll show you how to do that. So the first thing I'm going to do is I'm going to put one chamfered hole in one side of the sled. Then I'm going to put one bolt in it, one screw, wood screw. Then I'm going to turn it over. And use my square. I'm going to put the square on this surface and on this surface to match them up, so I know it's going to be square. Then I'm going to add one screw to the back. So now I got it clamped and it looks very square to the cut. I'm going to put another screw in. check it again. So now I've got it roughed in. I can go to the saw and I'll do the 5 cut square method and see how it is. Okay, so now I'm going to try my 5 cut square check. If you haven't ever saw this done, you make 4 cuts and the 5th cut you measure. I'll show you. Now you measure the front. So I'm about 15 thousandths off, so I got to readjust. And the back is thinner than the front. So I'll do that and get back. Okay, after readjusting it, I got 520 and 519. So I got it within 1,000th. I'm going to finish putting the screws in the bottom of it, and it should work fine. So I finished putting the screws in the main pusher block, and then I also added here a backup block for the saw. Kind of helps you keep your fingers out of the workings of the saw. Then I'll flip it over and I'll wax it so that it slides nice. There's a little sticky spot in it, and we'll call that a complete project. I'll show you when it's done. Okay, there's my completed crosscut slide for my small saw, my small DeWalt. Turned out really nice. In the 6 inches that I cut, it's within a couple thousandths of square. I still got to wax the runners, but I am really happy with the way it turned out. Thanks for watching. If you like it, please subscribe. Also hit that like button.